Hello, I'm finally back. I took a very long break from making videos and I don't have an excuse. um, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. So last time I had a video, I think I was waiting for my job interview. I think that was the last time. And I passed the interview, and I have had 3 days of training out of 4 at this company, and I signed a contract with them yesterday, so I'll be working part-time on an E2 soon. It means my visa will be more stable, I'll have like benefits, like health insurance and pension and all that. And I will be starting, oh Jesus, sorry, people had a coffee right before this recording. And I will be on my journey to qualifying for the residence visas and the F2 stuff. So the way the steps go are the qualifying visa, which I'll mention in a moment, and then you for 3 years consecutively, and then you go to the F27 visa for 5 years consecutively, and then you go to the F5 visa. And then that's permanent residency. So there's like kind of 2 permanent resident visas. There's the temporary permanent resident, which is a little bit ridiculous. And then there's the permanent resident. The F27 visa is the temporary permanent one. And it means you have to keep qualifying for it after, like, it does expire. The F5 visa does not expire unless unless you're outside of Korea for a certain number of years consecutively, which I will not be doing. Once I get the F27 visa, I'll be able to open my own tutoring business. I'll be able to register and incorporate my own company and do like a freelance thing. Because my job or my school will no longer be sponsoring my visa. The country will be. But it's going to be hard to get those qualifications because I'm not going to really be able to, unfortunately. I mean, bare minimum 3 years after my E2 visa start date. I think it's going to take longer than that because I need to build up a lot more points and qualifications. It's kind of a hot mess. It is unreasonably difficult to get an F visa in this country if you're not an overseas Korean person or if you don't marry a Korean person. And even the marriage visa, it's got a lot of specific qualifications you have to meet before you can even be allowed to have a visa for that. So it's kind of a nightmare. It's like really not a foreigner-friendly country in terms of like long-term staying. The way that they have it now is the way that's been modified to make it easier. So like the F27 visa used to not exist, so you'd have to have you'd have to be on one of the qualifying visas for 5 consecutive years, plus meet all the very high qualifications to get the F5 visa. And it's just not a reasonable thing to expect foreigners to be able to do, especially when you treat them like garbage if they're looking for jobs. Like, both of the jobs I've had that had an E2 visa, I did not choose to leave. So I was pushed out. And it was like a huge ordeal for me. Sorry, it's so shaky. But basically, I'm on my way to one of my students' lessons right now. I will be continuing to meet with some of my students after I start my E2 visa, but it's going to be for free. Because these people are no longer like students, they're friends. So they're like family and friends. So I'm going to meet with them and hang out with them. Probably use English because I don't speak Korean yet. But it's not going to be like a paid thing, so I'm not technically providing a service, so it's fine. And I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to get back on an E2 visa and have a more stable situation. I can continue to study at university, but I don't have to. I can drop out, have the mornings be a little more free. We're into that for sure. I'm kind of nervous about it though. It's going to be the first time since I moved to Richmond that I will not be doing tutoring. So it's kind of scary. It's like a business that I built for myself, and it's the only thing that's been consistent through the very tumultuous time I've had here since leaving my first one. It's like a comfort blanket. It's my comfort thing, and I have to give it up. Speaking of being lucky, I met a dog today, and it was a very cute dog. And I don't remember what kind of dog it was, but it was a kind of one like a pug. And those breeds of dog I'm not up to date on. I don't know if it was a Bichon Frise or if it was a Peru or what it was, but I was waiting at Car Park and it was on a leash, and he walked up to me, and usually in Korea you don't ever pet a dog without asking first, and I don't know how to ask, and I'm definitely not confident enough to ask. But this dog walked up to me and sniffed me, and I thought, okay, cool, whatever. And I looked at the owner, and she seemed cool with it. She let the dog walk right up to me and put his nose on my legs. I'm like, okay, clearly this dog is not one of those ones that's never been socialized and will bite me. So if I'm very cautious and careful, and I don't look at it and I put my hand out and let him sniff my hand, then that's kind of how you ease into meeting a dog. You never just go for the pet right away. And I let the dog sniff my hand, and he started licking my finger. It was so cute, and then I reached over to the side of his face and liked it. So I got to meet a dog today. It's very fun. I have now met 3 dogs in Korea, personally, face to face, and able to pet them. 2 of them were bulldogs. Well, one was a bulldog pit bull. It was a bulldog Staffordshire Terrier mix. It was what's commonly known as a Staffordshire Terrier is what's commonly known as a pit bull in America. A pit bull is not an actual breed, but the Staffordshire Terrier is what you think of when you think of pit bull. So this dog was a bulldog Staffordshire Terrier mix, and it was a big foxy dog. She was very cute, very sweet. And I think she was gray. It was like a blue color. I guess little brother, I don't know. He was like a tan bulldog. Looked like a grumpy old man, but he was a baby. It was so cute. And they were really funny. And I got to pet them, and they were kind of mean. Because I think they've been, obviously they've been treated badly before in the past, and they're kind of skittish. And once one starts barking, the other one's going to freak out as well. But, if you're patient and you're aware of dogs' mannerisms and stuff, you can get through them. So I ended up having a great time with petting them and hanging out with them for quite a while. They were tied up outside of the shop, and they were the shop owner's dogs, and the manager or worker, I don't know if she's a worker, but she knows the owner well, and so she was out there with the dogs, and we got to pet them. It was very sweet. That was the first time I got to pet a dog since I came to Korea. Which was it was 2 years after I came to Korea, so that was really hard, having grown up with dogs my whole life. I really missed having a pet. And the next time was not that long after that. I was on the way to the dentist or something to get dental work done. And I met, I think it was a Shiba Inu. And it walked right up to me. No problem. This dog was like, yeah, this is my friend. And just started rubbing on me, essentially asking me to pet it, kind of just giving me the signal that it wants me to pet it. And so I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm gonna pet this dog. It's the cutest dog I've ever seen. So I got to have a hang out with that dog for a minute, and then this dog today. It's very cute, and I'm very excited. I am really easily entertained. I'm gonna sad and lonely in Korea. If I meet a dog, it's a good day and it's worth living. So very excited. But I went to school for the first time in like almost a week today. I've been skipping school because I've been trying to prepare for my training, because during the training you sign your contract, but only after you pass the training procedure, like the test. So I wanted to make sure I passed the test part because I wanted to pass the training part because that's the huge part of it. Like I wanted to make sure that this was not all for nothing, and so that I didn't like waste my time and money and energy going back and forth and stuff just for nothing. I wanted to be sure I passed the training part. So in order to do that, I wanted to be clean, well-groomed, well-dressed, and all that. And I can't really do that very well if I have to wake up at 7 a.m. and then go to school all the way up at the top of the goddamn mountain, and then go straight from there to this place like across Seoul. I don't have the time or the energy to do that, and there's no air conditioning in like most of the public transport areas, so I get sweaty and gross, and I don't have time to change. I don't have space in my bag to put clothes I've changed into and out of, so I would probably not have passed the interview had I gone to school on those days. So I've missed a lot of days of school for this to get to sign with this company. They seem really cool, seem really nice, seem super chill. Well, maybe not chill, but like professional, but like peaceful. They seem very peaceful. That's the most important thing, I think, because most of the schools you can teach out here are, you can call them anything except peaceful. It's the most chaotic, stressful place you can work is probably an English Hagwon in Korea. It's a bad environment in like pretty much all of them. They're all pretty bad for working. Even if it's a good school, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress, and who can sustain that job? So even if I like it, I can't sustain it. So, and both of the two teaching jobs I've had here I have not liked. So I'll put on top of that the stress and the fear, because some of these schools will not only violate labor laws against you, but violate just regular laws against you, because you can't really do anything. You don't have a voice as a foreigner here. They're a Korean business person, so they have all the credibility and the power, and you're just a foreigner who has been accused of not doing their job well. So you're not going to be believed. You're not a credible person, a reliable, rare person. So that nobody's going to believe you. So it's kind of scary, and it's very isolating, and these buses are so loud. It's a very bad environment a lot of the time, especially when they hold your visa. At this school, not only am I working part-time on a visa, so that's good. At least if it is like a dictatorship environment in the end, at least my visa and my work will only be part-time, so I don't have to worry about working more than like 25 to 30 hours a week. So I won't be like, my life won't be consumed by this work. I'll have time in the morning to process the trauma that I received yesterday, and then I'll go and get more and then repeat the process again, you know? And it doesn't feel like it's going to be that kind of a working environment. This job kind of feels like if you come in on time and you do your job well, they're not going to bother you, you know? At the very least, they're not going to bother you. At the very most, you'll become like part of like the community there. Some of the workers have been there for more than like 10 years. And those are people who have Korean, they're Korean people. So it is a different dynamic, and it is easier for them to stay here on a visa if they're overseas Koreans than it is for the foreigner to stay here on a visa. So when you're an overseas Korean, you can get the F4 visa, which is overseas Korean visa. And your visa is not sponsored by your job, it's sponsored by Korea. So you can lose that visa, you have to maintain it, you have to keep renewing it and stuff, but like, your employer does not have full control over it, so you have more autonomy. And you can quit your job and then go get a different one, and it's fine, you know. But when you're on a working visa, your employer kind of dictates what you do. So if you get fired, you lose your visa. You know, it's kind of scary. So you're kind of walking on eggshells. They control a lot more than you anticipate before you get on a visa, basically. Especially if they control your housing too. This company does not provide company housing. They provide a housing stipend each month. So they pay a certain amount each month so that to compensate for your, kind of like pay you back for your housing, like a mileage thing for a job that has a lot of weight. Because I'm going to have a stable income, I'm going to have a good visa, a stable visa, hopefully soon. I'm very excited. Very nervous as well, but you know, it comes with the territory. So I got a beautiful view of my chin there. All three of them. Jesus Christ. I am so out of breath, it is not even funny anymore. I'm like tired. My body's tired. I've eaten like one little packet of nuts today. And then coffee. And I've walked for like the past hour and a half. No, 1 hour. So I left school at 1, it's now 2 p.m. What a nightmare. I'm gonna run out of energy immediately upon getting to my first lesson. I've got a full schedule of lessons to teach tonight. I'm not gonna get home till like probably midnight. I gotta go to Gangnam tonight. God damn it. Man, my Gangnam student is one of the best students ever. I love her so much. Her family is so sweet. She's so sweet. She sounds like an American. But her English is so good. I love her. And oh my God, she's like a little sister for me. I'm gonna protect her at all costs. The first guy that makes her cry, I'm gonna beat him up and leave him in the field. Like I'm not even kidding. I'm not letting anybody touch this girl. She deserves the world. But I hate Gangnam so much that it's so stressful for me. I do not enjoy. 0 out of 10, I don't like it. I will not return. I would not recommend it. I'm not a city girl. Another country girl. Just to sleep people. I just want to go to bed and not have to leave. I'm not a city girl, not a country girl, not a established girl. I'm a not girl. I don't want to be anywhere, anytime, any place. That's what anywhere means, but whatever. God, my camera shit. I'm struggling. I don't know how I want to do this. No, do this. Oh, she's. It's fine. By the time this comes out, I'm not gonna be in this area. Nice creativity. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. I will probably have to go soon. Just wanted to give a quick update. I might do some more video stuff later. Who knows?